Happy Monday. If you're watching on replay, let me know in the comments. We'd love to hear it. Put in there hashtag replay. I am trying to get myself where I need to be so I can see all of you on here. Okay, I think I apologize for the Facebook feed. It seems like it's tilted down a little bit, but I couldn't get it. It was either too high or too low. So I'm hoping things look okay. Hi, Mama. Happy Monday. Yes, it's Monday. It felt like a Monday all day today. Hi, E. I had a doctor's appointment first thing this morning in Frankenmuth, and I felt like they were asking me questions that were easy and I should know the answers to them, and I just didn't. I could blame that on Monday. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Shar from the north. Hi. So everybody tell me what you're working on this week. Let me know what kind of projects you got going. If it's yarn related or if it's not yarn related. Maybe if it's ceased or if it's stopped raining where you are, you've started doing some yard work, something fun. Hi, Linda. Hi, Mary. Hi, Joyce. Um, since I have a small rental place, I don't have much yard work to do other than mowing, and everything is way too wet to be mowing. So um, I can just admire the lush, beautiful grass until I get myself out there. Me working on a VBAC tee. Cool. Another one. Awesome. Hi, Lee. Shar, another baby Afghan. I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole earlier today. A Facebook video popped up that was a color work crochet hexagon blanket. And it was two colors, and it made, when you put the hexagons together, there was like a star in the middle of each one, and then the corners made circles, kind of like you would with quilt blocks. And it got me thinking I should make one, but I'm really, really, really trying to tell myself I have to finish this um, shawl that I didn't get finished in time for LYS Day because I'm looking for excuses to not finish it. Hi, Nicole, working on your eclipse shawl. Excellent. Mom started your Jenna. Very good. That's going to be beautiful in those blues. Hi, Janessa. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is Monday, April 29th, almost May. I cannot believe it. The year is flying by. My name is Kristen. I'm the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. Our hours, hi Sarah, shop hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The rest of the market as a whole is Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. There, hi Noel. Linda, yeah, the month flew by. There are a few vendors who are here on Mondays and Tuesdays, delicious sweets. So if you need a sweet treat, she's here, but she also does salads and fresh pressed juices. And she does cakes to order and stuff too. So keep that in mind. Cobb King is also open on Mondays and Tuesdays, and he does the Mexican style street corn, but he also does soups and sandwiches and like chicken lime tacos, quite a few different things. He's into like the um, Korean hot dogs or cheese on a stick thing. I don't know. I know nothing about it. I just know it's like deep fried cheese on a stick. But they're here on Mondays and Tuesdays also. And Purple Sage is the bead store that we get most of our goodies from. And then she also makes things for us. She is open on Tuesdays in addition to the rest of the week. So, announcements about things coming up before I forget about them. Tomorrow is Joyce's Knit Companion Level 2 class. So tomorrow, Tuesday, April 30th. from 2 to 4 p.m. is Knit Companion Level 2. So that is for people who, hi Jill, for people who know how to use Knit Companion and its base level, but want to advance their techniques or their knowledge skills with using Knit Companion for all that it can do, all the a lot of the paid features that they offer. So there are a couple spots left open in that class. They will most likely meet here in the shop unless Karen, well, I know I won't be here. I've asked Karen to meet Joyce here to let people in the shop. If for some reason that doesn't happen, they probably will be in the atrium, which is like the little food court area. We had a little snafu with that last week. My fault. So that's tomorrow, 2 to 4 p.m. This week is the H&H trade show in Chicago, and I will not be going, but Deb and Ashley are going on our behalf, so they get to go check out the cool new things. So that means I will be here in the shop all week, but Deb will not be. So there will be no Wednesday beginning basics and beyond knit class, and there will be no Thursday social knitting after hours. So if you normally come during the day, that schedule stays the same. If you are used to coming on Wednesdays and social knitting during the day, that's still open. If you are some of the group that come on Thursday during the day for social knitting, that is still open as well. It's just the evening events that are canceled. Linda on YouTube is working on her L'Express with Ridiculous. Excellent. Yeah, Vicky, I really hope they have fun. I'm bummed. I was looking forward to one, spending some good quality time with Deb, but also two, of course, going to the trade show and seeing what's new and catching up with some of the other yarn store owners that I've developed relationships with in the past. But can't be all the places all the time, it turns out. I'm learning. But I'm sure they're going to have a really great time. So no Wednesday class or Thursday evening knitting. May 11th is the second Saturday in May, and they are having upstairs they're calling it the Mother's Day Art Jamboree. So that is the monthly art curated art show that's up on the second floor up in the ballroom, and they're calling it their Mother's Day version this coming month. So that is May 11th. I believe they run their event from 2 to 7, but it's a Saturday and it's up in the ballroom. And it's the day before Mother's Day. Mother's Day is May 12th. So, hi, Oriana. If there are people in your life that want to get you something and they ask, you can always send them our direction for gift ideas or gift cards. We do gift cards all year round. So, we are happy to help them out in any way we can. Hi, Sherry. And also on May 12th is Knitting at the Farm, the first Knitting at the Farm for this season. The farm is ice cream shop, and I don't know if you'd call it a petting zoo, but they have a small variety of farm animals there. Hi, Aunt Jackie. But the ice cream's the big draw, and hanging out under the apple trees in the orchard. So Knitting at the Farm happens once a month. It starts Sunday, May 12th. After that, it will be the first Sunday of, hi, Alicia, the first Sunday of the month. So it starts 1 o'clock-ish. It is outside. They pretty much go out there no matter what the temperature is, unless it's snowing or raining. If it's snowing or raining, they probably won't be there, but bring your own lawn chair. The girls usually park at the far end when you pull in, and you'll see them. They set up a little area. Sometimes we like the shade, sometimes we like the sun. But 1 o'clock until whenever people kind of dissipate, maybe around 3 or 4, the ice cream shop opens at 2. So that is the farm at Apple Acres, which is owned by one of our customers and friends, Melissa, and her family. So we like to support them. That is where I posted a picture that V and I took our puppy Saturday. That was their opening day this past Saturday. They are in Bay City on Salisbury Road between 2 mile, between 3 mile and 4 mile, if that's a thing. I know where it is because I used to live on Salisbury way back in the day, but the farm at Apple Acres is what it's called. What else? Bring a chair. I said that. Ice cream opens at 2. I said that. Yarn crawl info, middle of the mitten yarn crawl. I wrote the dates down this time, you guys. So middle of the mitten yarn crawl runs July 11th through the 20th. So that's a Thursday through the following Sunday. We finally got the totes and the passports for the middle of the mitten yarn crawl. So these are the totes this year. And this time it's one price. It's $10 and you get the tote and the passport. So when you get a tote from us, each one will have a passport in the front pocket. It's just an open bag style. We still have quite a few left. Sold a few over the weekend, but each store gets 40. So that'll last us hopefully a little while. The passports are similar to how they were last year. Each page has the store information, the store hours, a little bit of a write-up about if there are any special events going on. Hi, Holly. And there are some new shops. There are 11 shops total. And they've organized it a little bit differently this time where you don't get stamps on the shop page. You get all your stamps on the little ticket in the back, which is what you would tear off and turn in for the prize drawings. So you get entered for prizes if you visit 6 shops, 8 shops, or all 11 shops. I will kind of give everybody a heads up that the shops are quite spread out for a few of them. So here's the little map. Obviously, there are a couple up pretty high. One is in Alpena, one is in Boyne City, and then there's one down here in Perry. So it's understandable that if you don't have the time to take to get to all of the stores, you may just plan to get at least to the ones that are kind of clustered in the middle of the mitten. But if you're able to make it and decide to take a road trip, Michigan's always a good place to drive around. So for $10, you get the passport and the bag. Each store is doing their own thing as far as drawings and prizes, stuff like that. So I know we will have daily prizes. Hi, Linda. And instead of doing last year where you had to put your name in and we drew things at the end of the day, we're doing on the spot drawings this year, which means we're going to have allotted so many prizes for the day. And you get to draw from a basket and you might earn one of our big prizes. We will still be doing some sort of drawing for the grand prizes, assuming I have any, because I haven't gotten my act together to start to reach out and get donations from vendors yet. But that's something I normally do at H&H. So hopefully I can work on that. And Melissa, maybe you can shoot me a text and remind me to ask Deb to talk to vendors at H&H about prize donations. Thank you. So that is the middle of the mitten yarn crawl, July 11th through 20th. We now have those. Each shop has the bags and passports in their shop. So snag yours. You can order them online through us, or you can come into the store, buy it, pick it up, or send us a message. Put a comment in put a note in the comments that says that you want us to set one aside, and we can make sure that we get you taken care of. At the very least, even if you hit 1 or 2 shops, you could get entered into some drawings. You get a fun tote. And you have a little bit of a reference for shops that are in the mid-Michigan area. The Heartland Yarn Adventure is the second of the yarn crawls that we are participating in this summer. It is July 26th through August 4th. Hi, Ruth. July 26th through August 4th. So that goes a Friday through the following Sunday, I believe. I don't have the passports yet for that. But they are doing a lot of, as far as I know, I may have to correct myself in the future once I read up on some of the information I've kind of gotten behind on. They're doing similarly to what they did last year, is having one sheet that you get stamps, you collect stamps on. Each store is doing a giveaway. You just by purchasing a passport, you get entered into a drawing. For each shop you go to, you get additional entries into drawings. So you don't have to make a purchase. You don't have to hit so many stores before you qualify for any of the drawings. So they were there were a lot of prizes last year, and I know a couple of our regulars got some pretty cool things. So, and that one is a lot of stores, but don't let that intimidate you. I believe that one is $10 also for the passport. It doesn't mean you have to go to all of the stores. I want to say there are like 60 some shops, but it might even be more than that. But for $10, you get this passport. So if you're traveling anytime throughout the year, you've got a reference of a whole bunch of shops in the Midwest area, I guess is the best way to put it. Oh, 84. There we go. Melissa's on it. All the shops, and includes a shop log. You'll get stamped at every visit. So I have heard of people that have chosen to take like a little cluster or a region, and each year they plan to move that around. You could do that. You could just keep hopping around. Most of the shops that are in our area are participating, so you could just keep it local if you wanted to. But it's another fun thing to do, another way to support your local yarn stores, and see what else is out there. I love to hear from people what other shops are doing as far as samples and promotions and fun and different things. Make it a community thing. So those are the two yarn crawls. May 25th through May 30th. I'm bouncing backwards a little bit. Is what they're calling Shop Sensational Saginaw. So I think I've referenced it before that the Memorial Cup, I know I have, the Memorial Cup is coming to Saginaw, which is the OHL's version of the NHL's Stanley Cup. So it's a pretty big deal. It's supposed to be bringing tens of thousands of people to the Saginaw area, which is awesome. From all over the place, a lot of international people, hockey people. And so the marketplace is going to be open every day while that event is going on. And the area where the pavilion is will have vendors every day, the 25th through the 30th, I believe. So make yourself a note to pop down here. Yes, it's going to be a little bit chaotic. Keep that in mind. There are going to be shuttles running all over the place. Parking is going to be a little bit of an issue, but I think it will be worth it to come down and see people being excited about our downtown area. And I love it for locals to support as much as they can and to see the love and share the love of the downtown Saginaw area with the out of towners. So that is May 25th through 30th. I haven't talked about knitting at all. I've been on here for 20 minutes and I haven't even talked about knitting yet, but that's okay. I'm talking about knitting-ish related things. So let's talk about some knitting stuff. I did not finish anything this week. I am still working on my Crust Fall shawl, which was one of the patterns that was released for local yarn store day. And there's a picture somewhere. Have it's a very well loved picture, but it's a crescent shaped shawl done out of DK weight yarn. Mine is in green. Look at this beautiful green. I am supposed to have, before I do the edging, I'm supposed to have 11 of these little sections done, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just finishing up the 8th one. So, and the rows are growing quickly. It increases 2 stitches every wrong side row and 4 stitches every right side row. I still have not put it on a longer cable, but it is going to be nice in terms of being long and wrapping around. And I still don't think you can see. Where was it? So it was about 2 ridges ago where I joined my new yarn. So somewhere around this point is where I joined my new skein of yarn, and I didn't do any alternating. I didn't do any anything special. I just stopped. Literally, there are my 2 ends. Just stopped with one and started with the next. And you can't tell. The yarn is Variations DK, which is 100 grams, 254 yards of 100% superwash merino. We had a bunch of colors here on the table. It takes 3 skeins. Look at this chocolate tiger's eye, they call it. Isn't that beautiful? I have seen people on Ravelry do tonal, variegated, gradients, lots of cool designs. So we have, I just saw Melissa's comment, that's a knitting adjacent. Yes, knitting adjacent discussions. The green we are out of at the moment, of course, because that's what I'm making my sample with. But we've got a lot of other colors. We still, any of the patterns that I talk about today, we still can help you with yarn for. The patterns are still available. We just don't have the little discount codes for you to download the pattern for free. But we can still sell them to you through Ravelry, get them in your Ravelry library, print them off for you if you need us to. Nicole was kind enough to bring in a couple of her recent finished objects, and we got to have them here to show off. And 2 of them are the same pattern, but what I love is that it shows how differently one pattern can look with different yarn. So the first one, it's a 1 skein project. It's called the One and Done Shawl by Casapinka. Her first one used the December Smushy Cashmere Pop-Up Club color, which is this beautiful, I don't know, it seems kind of Mardi Gras to me, but I guess anytime I see that like vibrant purple color, I think Mardi Gras with the green. So she took one of these skeins. Now I'm second guessing myself. I think that's what it was. Nicole, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the shawl that she made. How beautiful is that? And it's pretty big for a 1 skein fingering weight project. It's got these sections of drop stitches. Can you see those in there? Look how cool that looks. They kind of, if you stretch it out this way, they go straight, but once you wear it, they kind of do a little zigzag thing. But I love how it shows holiday lights. Oh, maybe it's a different one. It looks very similar. It's supposed to show I don't always know what I'm talking about. But it's a fun way to show how a variegated skein with a lot of different colors in it knits up into just a beautiful project. And something like this would be great over a dark or a light colored shirt, just to show off. And I think it knit up pretty quickly, and it's knits and purls and drop stitches, which is always a scary and fun thing at the same time. What's the December pop-up? Okay. Okay, so they have it called Season of Light, but it is the December pop-up, so that is the right one. Okay. So I like having something like this in the store to show how it's very difficult to look at a skein like this and try and figure out what it's gonna knit up like. So same project, but different color. This is the November color called Fighting. And so the December, we have one skein left of the December pop-up color. They're $35 a piece. That's smushy with cashmere, which is 4 ounces, 400 yards, 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. So we've got one of those left that has yet gone unclaimed. And then we ordered extras because this is beautiful and because it was for a good cause of Fighting, which was November's just vibrant pinks. And so this was to benefit Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. And that one looks like this. Knit up. Isn't that beautiful? It always surprises me how sometimes, even though a skein they're dyed like this. So it shouldn't be that one end would be lighter and one end would be darker, but that's kind of how it turned out. The outer edge being darker and the top edge being lighter. But again, a one skein project would be a really great pop of color any time of year. Maybe not with my red shirt with blue writing and green on it, but I like the style and the shape. It gets long quickly. It's not bulky because it is just a one skein fingering weight project. So we have 6 or 7 skeins left of this pink of the Fighting because we did order extras of it. And that's just, it's just lovely. And then so those weren't LYS Day specific things. Nicole brought them in and we loved having them here. One thing I didn't really mention, and on Facebook, I don't think you can see it. It might be cut off a little bit because it's like right here. You can see just a tiny bit of it at the corner of my screen on Facebook. On YouTube, you can see it a little bit better, but the end cap that is back here has 2 rows and a few that didn't fit on a hook of the new shipment of Madeline Tosh Merino Light that we just got in. I can't answer that, but I bet somebody can, Janessa. And I bet somebody will. So any of those skeins of Tosh Merino Light that we got in would be a great one and done project. Of course, we love the Casapinka All Point South and Magical Thinking cowls, shawl cowls that are 3 skein projects. So just more ideas. Size 6, there we go. Thank you, Melissa. One of the other patterns, and it's a crochet pattern that were released for LYS Day. Skills Shine, interesting, is what is called the Harper Scarf by Sarah Korth. So this is a crochet project and it's a really cool woven effect. And I just kind of threw this at Nicole, I think like 2 weeks ago, and said, hey, would you whip up a sample for me? And she did. She even swatched. So it's got a really interesting woven texture that, not having looked at the pattern, my guess would be it's front post and back post double crochets alternated. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. So this is her swatch, which is fun. And she did recommend it's a good way to practice the stitch pattern. And yeah, gauge may make a difference on something like this. So what we picked for her to use were a couple of these little guys. So Gusto Wool makes these Echoes, which is it's a sister company to Earth Yarn. So it's made in Turkey, dyed by the same dye team that does Earth Yarns. These Echoes, when you wind them into two balls, because it comes in 250-gram hanks, they will mirror each other, I guess. So let me grab one of my other. Oh, they're almost gone. Our custom color from last year, 2 years ago, was dyed by Earth in their what they call their Echo pattern. So 250-gram hanks dyed in a similar pattern so you could make socks that match. They're going to start the same color and end the same color in both cakes. So that's what these are. They come that way too. This takes how much? It takes 2 packs, and this yarn is fingering weight. Where are the details? 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 440 yards total between the two, and they're $19, you guys. If you're a sock knitter, this is awesome for hand dyed yarn in an inexpensive way, or for shawls, sweaters, anything like that. It's a great price point for good yarn. 825 yards total is what she calls for. Nicole did have part of what would have been the fourth 50-gram hank left. But wait till you see it, you guys. Look how cool this looks. So this is how the Echo yarn knits up, where it's a slow color transition. I love this one because it's kind of our Detroit Tigers colors. But it alternates between these woven sections and then a little bit of a more solid section. And the yarn just changes. You don't have to do any color work changes. Just kind of does its own thing. I love this the blips of the blue in the gold and the blips of the gold in the blue. And it's a pretty big scarf for what it is. So I wanted to make sure that my crocheters knew that they were not left out, and we found something that's really cool, a little something different. I might have been showing you guys the wrong side, because there is a right side and a wrong side to crochet. That looks like it's the right side. But hi, Teresa. A really neat woven look crochet project. Nice, light, airy. Would be a fun one to do in a solid with like the Magnolia yarn, which is that why can't I think of what it's called? It's a non-wool yarn that would have a really nice drape to it. The only thing I'm not sure about is I know Nicole said she had to pretty aggressively block this in order to get the woven effect to really stand out. So yeah, it really shows off the way that Echo yarns knit up or crochet up, I guess the case would be. And we do have them in lots of other fun colors. So again, they're $19 for a pair of hand-dyed socks that are going to match, because that bugs me. And I know it bugs other people too. Like this one's really pretty. The grays and teals in there. So make sure you check that stuff out when you come in. There are little hidden gems everywhere around here that we forget about sometimes. We had, I think, 3 kits left from Wonderland Yarns from the weekend. They put together a wrap kit that's called On the Up and Up. And it's done with a 6-ounce blossom and a 4-ounce skein of tonal color. So this is Oh, do it without the reflection. On the Up and Up wrap is what it's called. So a long rectangular-ish wrap with the big blossom cake, 6-ounce blossom, and then a 4-ounce skein of a tonal. This is the one that we have left that's in kind of the grays and see if I can get that little card out of the way. You can see it a little better. There we go. Gradient blossom in the grays and then a tonal gray to go with it. This one is $69. It's the last that we have of the Up and Up wrap kits. And you get I think they have a QR code for the pattern for that one. As always, if there's something you see you want, like Jenny said, she wanted a couple of the passports and tote bags, throw it in the comments and we like to keep track of that. We will keep track of that. Melissa will keep track of that for me because sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And then we had 2 kits left for their other cowl. So Wonderland Yards is celebrating their 20th anniversary. So they're doing this roaring 20s theme. Everything was very kind of art deco. We sent a little flyer, a little sign that said a little yarn party never hurt. And so they have these gilded glam cowl. And the pattern is included for both cowls. One is more of a beginner and one is more of an advanced colorwork pattern, but you can use the kit to do either one. So we've got kit number 2 that is black and gray. So black would be your main color, gray would be your contrast. And everything that they did this year is in sport weight. So that's their Mad Hatter 100% superwash merino sport weight base. So these kits have 430 yards total, 5 ounces. So 5 1-ounce skeins in this. Cowl 1 inspired by the fan motif in art deco and design. The colorwork is complex and perfect for the colorwork knitter that likes a bit of a challenge. Cowl 2, clean lines, sharp angles make for a striking cowl with a simple repeating colorwork pattern. So they give you both the QR codes for both. And then the other kit we have is kit number 3, and that is the cream and the gold color. These are $45 each. And we've got one of each of those. Look, it's got a little picture on there. Look how cute they are. Then we have a few skeins left of their, whoops, the tape came off this one, of their exclusive LYS Day colors. Their names are really fun too. So we have 1 skein left of Jitterbug Jive, which is purples and blues in kind of a speckly mix. Again, Mad Hatter. So 4 ounces, 344 yards of superwash merino. And it's so squishy. Their sport weight skeins are $28.50. So there's that one, Jitterbug Jive. And it looks like we've got 5 skeins of Giggle Juice. Which just, it makes me laugh. This beautiful purpley pink with some, I don't know, I guess we'd call it kind of a goldy yellow in there. I guess I would say it's more of a mauve than it is purple. It's right up my alley. 5 of them would do a sweater beautifully. Just saying somebody should do that, so I don't have to. And then we had 1 coordinating tonal skein of Diamond Fizz left. So this is just a beautiful, kind of a bluey gray, a little bit tonal. Fairly solid though. That would be a good champagne. Yeah, that might be a good way to put it, champagne. Yeah, I don't like saying it's yellow. Yeah, champagne might be a good way to say it. Teresa, okay, we'll set that one aside for you. So that's all we have left of the Wonderland yarns. I mentioned, the Madeline Tosh that we have. What we have left is up on our little end cap over there. I have one set of the colors that our shop sample is knit up in for the Casapinka. She changed the name, so now it is Local Yarn Cowl. I blocked it and it turned out so nicely. So I did that out of the variations fingering, 100 grams, 416 yards. So these are the colors that I used. I have one set of those left, if anybody's interested in that. Of course, we have a whole wall of colors that you can choose from. My little thing went off, so let me see what else I have notes about. Knit Companion Level 2 class tomorrow. We talked about that. Oh, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about that I didn't even put on my note is that the mystery knit along, the road trip mystery knit along kicked off this past Saturday. They always kick it off on LYS Day. This year they are using a worsted weight yarn instead of fingering weight yarns like they have in the past. We don't have the kits that they partnered with Sweet Georgia, but we do have plenty of worsted weight yarn. At first glance, it looked like it was 5 skeins of sort of a gradient color. They have given a little bit more information this year. They've said it's a rectangular wrap and they gave approximate dimensions on it. But I wanted to brag a little bit and show off that my mom finished hers last year. So this year they're doing the Pacific Coast. Last year was the Great Lakes. And my mom finished hers, and I know we posted pictures on Show Off Your Faux Friday, but it's just not the same as seeing it in person with all the different beads, color work, embroidery, a lot going on. Don't let this intimidate you and keep you from trying to participate in this year's. They have said that it's going to be much simpler and it's focused more on texture than it is the color work and the stranding and all of that. But I wanted to brag a minute because this is just absolutely beautiful. Mom did a wonderful, wonderful job. So there are beads throughout it in different little places, little beaded edge along the bottom. So along the way, each leg of the knit along, you have option 1 and option 2 to choose from. So she did give me the breakdown of each, and there are 9 clues total. And what I hear a lot of people like about this mystery knit along is the fact that it's 1 clue every 2 weeks, and it pretty much goes the span of the summer. So it's not this have to sit down and hammer out a whole bunch of stuff and get it done in a short amount of time, finish it like some of the Stephen West ones that seem a little bit daunting. This is a low and slow one. Some slower than others. But along the path you get to choose. And I've not personally done one of them. I have heard of people that have done 2 of them where they do one with each set of clues. I would be tempted to wait a couple days after each clue came out and kind of peek at other people's projects on Ravelry before I decided what I wanted to do, because I'm halfway in on the idea of a mystery knit along. Let's just put it that way. But the colors in this and the work that went into it, just absolutely beautiful. So wanted to show that off to everybody. And then Joyce finished her pair of socks for Sock Madness. She unfortunately did not make it in time to continue on, but I couldn't not show these off. So look at these, look at the detail on these socks, the lace, the cables. These little guys are embroidered after the fact. So she did it kind of as she went along, as she got past them. She did this little stitching after the fact. It's got this really cool 3-color heel. So she's got her main color is the gray. She's got the first contrast color from these little welts around the cuff. And then the third color was the one that she did the little embroidery embellishments with. All 3 are used on the heel. The back of the leg has this little bit of ruching in there. And the cuff is a folded cuff. And then you do these little welts up here. There is a lot going on with this sock. She did a fabulous job. Sometimes life just gets in the way, and that's understandable. Yeah, you can see in this part, like some of the stitches are super, super tiny, and then some of them are back to the regular size. It's such a neat effect. I marvel at the design brains that come up with stuff like this. I'm just happy to knit those things. I'm not about to try and make them up. Okay, so as a reminder, again, no Wednesday evening classes, no Thursday evening social knitting because Deb will be gone. And Joyce has her Knit Companion 2 class tomorrow. There are spots still available if you're interested. If you jumped on late, these are always posted to Facebook and YouTube under the live tab, so you can go back and catch it from the beginning. See if there's something you missed. I did talk about a lot of events coming up, so it's worth going back and checking out if you did hop on a little bit late tonight. Yeah, I think that's it for the night. So I hope everybody has a good week. It looks like things are trending in the right direction in terms of the weather, which I'm happy about. I'm really, really hoping we're done with snow, you guys. I'm ready for it to be done, that's for sure. Thank you, Ann Jackie. It's raining in Grosse Pointe Woods. It's been raining on and off here today too. I never know from the shop. I don't have any outside windows, so I never know what it's doing out there. But have a great evening and have a great week. If I don't see you here in the shop, then I will see everybody back here next Monday at 7 o'clock. So